Hi everyone, welcome back. Another video on multiplying matrices. I was laying there thinking about it the other night and went, what mucks students up that isn't hard, but I see students get wrong? And there was these cases. Have a look at these two matrices here. Remember, this is one row by three columns. So I refer to that as a 1 by 3. So that's a one row by three columns. Whereas this one over here is the 3 rows by one column. So this has 3 columns, whereas this one only has 1 column. So if you write that out first, it's one of the things that really help people not to make silly mistakes, especially if it's a bit weird or unusual or something that you're not expecting. The 2 3s here tells that this multiplication will work, and the 2 1s here tell me that the answer to this question is a 1 by 1. So how do we write a 1 by 1? It's just one number. Let's have a look at what we can do. So I talk about pouring those 3 numbers onto those 3 numbers. You can see it can only happen one way. Those 3 can match up with those 3. This one will partner with that one will partner with that one, and that one will partner with that one. Let's have a look what it is. I could write it in 4. Let's put it in 4. So it's 4 times 2 plus 2 times 3 plus that 1 times that 1. And that's how matrix multiplication works, but just got to be careful when it's a bit trickier. So this is an 8, so I could go 8, 2 3s are 6, 1 1's a 1, and all together I've got 14, I've got 15. So if I multiply those two lots of information, it turns into a 1 by 1. You can see again, the reason it works is those 3 need to match up with those 3. So we talk about the columns of the first have to match up with the rows of the second. So the columns, there's 3 columns, have to match up with the 3 rows. So the 3 columns, 1, 2, 3, have to match up with the 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. And there's this nice trick to check on the ball. So here's the opposite. It's just swapped around. And you go, what difference does that make to it? So this one here is a 3 by 1. You can see the 3 rows by the 1 column, whereas this one is the 1 row by the 3 columns. So that means that this tells us that it works, and we're going to end up this time with a 3 by 3. So let's have a look at that 3 by 3. There's our 3 rows by the 3 columns. So we end up with a 3 by 3. This little calculation ends up with a 1 by 1. This little calculation ends up with a 3 by 3. You can see how matrices do some pretty weird stuff. So I multiply the row by the column. And you go, wait a minute, that's 1 that I pour onto 1. So I'm pouring the 1 onto the 2, and I'm not going to put all lines in. But it's that one there. See, this is quite easy because it's so simplistic. But this one, it's a 1 times a 2, and where do I write it? I started at the top row, so this goes in the top row in the first position. Now I'm going to multiply the 1 row by the 1 column, so that's a 1. So it's still in the top row. See, there's your top row here. So we're staying in the top row as we multiply them out. This is a 1 times a 5 is a 5, and we're still multiplying by that 1, so we're still in the top row or the first row. Now we're going to the second row. This will be a pour the 2 onto the 2, that's a 4. Pour the 2 onto the 1, that's a 2. Pour the 2 onto the 5, and that's a 10. So all those calculations were from the second row here, and they stay in the second row here. This one here. So we're now operating on the third row. So first row was there, second row was there, third row was here. 4 times 2 is an 8. And you go 4 times the 1. Sorry, I'm a bit of a laugh because teaching this when it's such a crazy concept, but it's amazing how well it works in so many areas of life. Most people, of course, won't use it, but it's probably surprising how many people can get into the math that involves this at one stage. So this is the 4 times the 2. Now we go to the 4. Pour the 4 onto the 1, which is 4 1s are 4. Pour the 4 onto the 5, which is 4 5s are 20. And we started with a 3 by 1, a 1 by 3, and we ended up with a 3 by 3. Hope it helps. Hope you're enjoying it. there's more videos to come. Let's make some more. If you're enjoying it, please just let your friends know.